Ladies and gentlemen, old guy coming at you again from Triumph and Waukesha. Today, we get to go back to the beginning when this engine was first released in this bike. Anybody who's watched the channel before, at the end of the video, there's my favorite rides list. And on the top of that rides list is the 2024 Triumph Street Triple 765R. Not only did that bike have such incredible value for money to me and ranked up against other bikes, it also just felt so good. And I got here today, I was filming some other bikes, and he said, man, I got a 2018 765. At the time when this came out, it was just the Street Triple R, right? And this was upped from 675 cc's to 765 cc's. So the Daytona engine, 675, upping it to 765. They claimed about 116 brake horsepower, 1,200 RPMs, and 56.8 foot-pounds of torque at 9,400. Plenty of power. Plenty of power. Especially considering this bike weighs in at a claimed 416 pounds. So also pretty light. But let's take a look and see what we got as far as overall close-up look at the engine and tires, brakes, that kind of thing. And then we'll check seat height and get out on the road. So as I mentioned in the beginning, as I was gushing over this motorcycle, this is a 765cc triple cylinder engine, 116 brake horsepower at 12,000 RPMs, and 56.8 foot-pounds of torque at 9,400 RPMs. And I already heard him bring it over here. Sounds great because it sounds like a triple, and I love triples. So up front, we have an inverted, fully adjustable front fork. We have dual 310 millimeter discs, 4-piston calipers from Brembo, radial mounted, and we have a 120/70/17 front tire. This has steel braided brake lines. Looks like they've added in LED headlights on this. Still standard turn signals, but hey, that's a personal preference. So in the rear, we have a single shock that is also fully adjustable. We have a 180/55/17 rear tire, 220 millimeter disc, and a single piston caliper from Brembo. And this underslung exhaust, but hey, let's check seat height. So I am 5'9". I am 220 pounds. I have a 30-inch inseam. And this bike claims a seat height of 32.3 inches. So it's taller, but even I can throw my leg over it. Quite comfortable. Your reach in riding position, about right here. It's a slightly aggressive riding position, but not overly aggressive. You know, your clip-on handlebars down here, it's here. This is about your riding spot, and it's not bad. And it feels incredibly light. It really does. I really do like the way this bike feels just sitting on it. But we got to go take it on the road. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take this 2018 Street Triple R out for a little ride. The first thing I'm gonna note, and Jesus, this bike only has 1,600 miles. The first thing I'm gonna note is that I like that display way better than the current one. It's a much better night, a much nicer looking display. Very light.
funny thing about the Street Triple is it's a comfortable bike to ride. The seat is very comfortable. A little bit of vibration in the pegs, but not so much. This is such an incredibly comfortable bike to ride. This, God, I really do like this dash way more than the current dash for the R version. Now the RS has a full TFT currently, and it's the R that shares the display with the Trident. And that same exact display is also on the Daytona. And yeah, I'm not the biggest of fans of it. It's not bad, don't get me wrong. It's legible, everything, but this is very simple, very easy to read, and I like this quite a bit. The new generation quick shifter is much smoother than this. That being said, oh my God, this bike is, even this bike is really, really good. The seating position is so nice on this though. It's aggressive. You can be aggressive with it just by leaning forward just a little bit, and everything kind of lines up right. But you can also sit back and just relax. And you do have adjustable brake and clutch levers, which anybody who's watched before knows touches my heart. I love seeing that. Now, I will say this, I was having a real difficult time finding out what the MSRP of this bike was when it was released, because the current Street 777-6.5 is like 10K, and and I saw variations between 10,400 for this and 11,200, and I couldn't find an exact MSRP when this was released. Even as I've gotten older, yeah, I love cruisers and I love, you know, ADVs, and I love all bikes, but there's always this soft spot in my heart for sport bikes and bikes that feel like sport bikes. And while this is not a sport bike, feels like one. Feels like a comfortable sport bike. It really does. Still got that glorious triple howl. Ah! Man, I love the triples. I still say that they should have released the Daytona, the new generation, which I actually love the 660. I like it more than I thought I would. I really wish they had taken the 765 and put that in the Daytona. So let's put it plain. Is this as good as the new one? No, it's not. I can feel just that little bit of perfecting over the years to make it what it is today, which is, to me, a damn near perfect motorcycle. 3, 2, 1. still quick though. It's still quick though. Wow. So let's see how this 55.5 inch wheelbase does. Just a little outside the 2. Not terrible. Everything is just effortless on this bike. Again, it's not as good as the new one, but it's still really good. That's the funny thing. It's like, okay, I have heard people complain about the new Street Triple, saying it's too perfect. It's just too good. I don't like it. Okay. Well, what do you want? I mean, you want them to just stop and leave it, leave the, well, kind of, it's a good quick shifter, but not great. You want to just leave it like that? Or do you want to actually make something better? And the engine is solid. The power is solid. And on-off throttle, very, very snatchy on his bike. Engine brake is really heavy too. Still stable though. Still can nail those footless stops. Easy neutral. Kickstand down. And there we are. So, ladies and gentlemen, 2018 Street Triple R. The first iteration of the 765. As I said, it is not as good as the new one. It's not as refined as the new one. Is it bad? No. It's still really good. Still a lot of fun. If you can find this for a good price, I mean, it's like, well, Jesus, this is a really good bike. So, yeah, but it's nice to be able to get that, progression, that feel from, this to current. I mean, I'd be interested to try a 2019, 2020, just get that progression of, okay, how does this one feel? Oh, this one's this better. Oh, this is where it went perfect. I rode a 2022 and it felt damn near as good as the 2024. So I'd love to actually get the chance to do that progression and get them all and say, all right, here's where I feel like it just went perfect and this is where you should start. Though one thing I just really wish this display was on the new one. It's really good. All right, let's listen to this glorious 765. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, everybody. As always, stay safe and enjoy the ride.